Good morning. Grace and peace to you all on this second Sunday of Advent. My name is Erin Marth, and I am the transitional pastor here at Christ Church of Chicago. And it is my joy to be here with you all this morning. Whether you are joining us online over Facebook Live, or whether you are here in this sanctuary with us, whether you are visiting for the very first time, or whether you have been part of this community for many years, you are very, very welcome here. And on behalf of this congregation, I hope that especially if you are new, that you will come back again and join us for another Sunday morning or for our upcoming Christmas Eve service on December 24th. And with that, I'd like to invite our candle lighters, our Advent candle lighters, to come forward. Come on up. If you can make your way over to the Advent candles for the lighting of the Advent candles this morning.
go. We gather bringing the light of peace from hurt and healing hearts, from wounded and yet still working waymakers, from divided dreams and drafted doom, we gather here.
Because the world is broken and the wait is long, but we find comfort together. Our jaws unclench, our breaths deepen as peace seeps into our bones.
Prepare the way, she whispers, for God is coming to make all things new.
So we gather to light a candle because this might be the spark we need. Peace here with us. Let's pause for a moment of silence as we invite peace to breathe through us.
Thank you to everyone for coming out to support us today on our 75th anniversary. In 1948, this church we call Tri-C was founded by 13 enterprising young Japanese Americans. You can see their names on the charter stones in front of the facing podium. They were the first people in their families to be born in the United States, the generation we call Nisei. I would like to tell you a very brief history of our Nisei. By 1940, with World War II looming, there was strong prejudice against Japanese Americans, especially on the West Coast where most had settled. After the 1941 Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066 that ceded all U.S. lands to military control. This led directly to the mass roundup of Americans of Japanese descent on the West Coast. They were assembled with tags put on their coats and on the meager luggage they were allowed to keep. Japanese Americans by the thousands were sent to relocation camps, otherwise known as internment camps, in desolate areas throughout the West and Southwest. Their only shelter was hastily built and overcrowded barracks with no insulation, built of wood and tar paper, with only a single wood-burning stove in the winter, and food often lacking enough calcium and vitamins to stay healthy. In total, more than 125,000 Japanese Americans were imprisoned in 10 internment camps, and 2/3 of them were American citizens born in the United States. They lived in these prisons behind barbed wire with armed guards for more than 3 years. And during that time, 1,862 Japanese Americans died in the camps due to lack of medical care. The young Nisei men were given a choice to stay in the camps with their families or fight for the United States. An overwhelming number enlisted to prove their loyalty, and some, like my own grandfather, joined military intelligence and translated enemy messages in the Pacific. The majority of the Nisei joined the 442nd, a segregated all-Japanese American combat team known as the most decorated unit for its size in all the history of the U.S. military. In 1946, Truman signed Executive Order 9742, which finally freed the Nisei and their parents, the Issei. But the Japanese Americans found they had no homes to return to, as the government had seized all their land, houses, and every bit of property due to failure to pay taxes while they were incarcerated. Fearing anti-Japanese sentiment on the West Coast, many moved to the Midwest, seeking a better and safer life. An estimated 20,000 came to Chicago. And our 13 particular Nisei founded this church we nicknamed Tri-C, hoping to create a refuge for themselves and their families, a place their parents, the Issei, could attend services in Japanese, and where their children, the Sansei, could be among others, celebrating both their Japanese heritage and their American identities. But inside the hearts of each of the Issei and Nisei, they carried the memory of having been ostracized, villainized, and imprisoned simply because of their race. And that memory of injustice was a seed that flowered into a longing for social justice, to make sure that what had happened to them never happened to anyone else ever again. And so social justice has become the driving force of this church for many years. For just a few examples of many, when migrants were being forcibly separated from their children and detained in Texas, our community joined Suru for Solidarity,
a movement of Japanese Americans protesting detention centers. When our church was given the choice to become open and affirming and welcome the LGBTQ community, the vote passed with 100% agreement. And recently, when an influx of Latin American refugees arrived in Chicago, Tri-C jumped up to help share and donate all the resources at our disposal. Tri-C is the embodiment of the phrase, "He who has much should give much." That is one of the many reasons I'm so proud to be a part of this community. So today, we look all the way back over 3/4 of a century, and we thank our founding Nisei for having had the courage and vision to create this community. And we celebrate with deep gladness that we are still here, and that even when the darkness everywhere seems overwhelming, we are still doing our best to uplift others. This church started as a group of Japanese Americans seeking the freedom and self-determination of their own community, and it has become a diverse community seeking the freedom and self-determination of all the people of the world. So that's a really great thing to celebrate. And the best way that I know how to celebrate is with beautiful music. So enough talking, and let's sing.
Next up, we have a poem recited by Declan Webb, and then we were supposed to have a violin and cello duet, but unfortunately, Atreyu Roboto Hikawa is sick today, so Emmy Fotinos will play it as a solo.
Little Tree by E. E. Cummings. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree, you are so little, you are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest, and were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you, because you smell so sweetly. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would, only don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Put up your little arms, and I'll give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there won't be a single place dark or unhappy. Then when you're quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see, and how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud, and my little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll sing and dance Noel, Noel.
Our next act is a vocal duet sung by soprano Eva Brody and mezzo-soprano Caitlin Brody. Following that, we have a flute solo played by Charlotte Paul. This next performance is a solo dance number performed by ballerina Sophie Timna.
Okay, next up, we have a very special act for you with all our smallest performers. Can I have them come to the stage, please? So everybody always likes to participate at Christmas, so this is our babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. They're going to show off their skills for you, which may include smiling, waving, walking, being carried, definitely looking cute. In order of age, we have, let's get everybody up in here. We have 9.5-month-old May Toyama. Go ahead, go down there. 9.5-month-old May Toyama and 21-month-old Sunia Rivado Hikawa. Parker, go ahead, down one aisle and up the other side so everybody can see the cuteness. Parker Nidahara just turned 2 on December 5th. Benson Nidahara is 2. Paloma Munoz is also 2. Zoe Navarro is 2.5. And I think that's the group.
Next up, we have 2 songs played by the 6th grade Parker Rockers. Please feel free to sing along on the chorus of the first number.
And so this is Christmas. And what have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, the rich and the poor ones. The road is so long, and so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. And so this is Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas. And what have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. Let's stop all the fight. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. War is over. Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirits ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear it. Voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Christ Church, Chicago, affectionately known as? Really? Christ Church of Chicago, affectionately known as? Connection, community, compassion. Close your eyes. Imagine the year 1948, post-internment, imprisonment. Seeking a spiritual home in Chicago, a sanctuary city. Can you see them? Dorothy Akeda and George Ozawa? If so, that's connection. Open your eyes and both of your ears. Listen to their voices, spanning 3/4 of 1 century. Whispered and spoken this very moment. Can you hear them? Betty Izaki and Henry Fukui? If so, that's community. Extend your hands and all of your tears. Hold their bricks. Touch their banners. Weight and fabric of their very beings. Can you feel them? Sherry Nakayama and Mike Doi? If so, that's compassion. Issei, Nisei, Sansei. To see, to hear, to feel. Yonsei, Gosei, Rokusei. To be, to care, to heal. Kurisito, Kyokai, Chicago.
So while everyone gets ready for the final grand finale and the choir and the kids come up, I just want to thank everyone for coming on behalf of the church today. To see the church like this full with all of you just to celebrate Christmas brings joy to all of us. You know, and just as John was talking about the beginning of this church, right, 75 years ago. And it started as a place where Japanese immigrants could come and find spiritual community. And so we want to make that invitation to you now, right? Our journey and our mission has changed since those first days. And so we thank you for coming and want to hope, and invite you to come anytime that you can. Our services are Sunday at 10:30. We have a lot of ongoing projects and things going on. Sign up for our newsletter. I want to thank all of people from Chelsea's community for coming and joining us today. Let's give them all a hand. Oh my gosh, when you guys come out and share your talents with us, it is just such a good time, as John said, of connection. And to you kids, I just want to say thank you. And from all these people here, thank you, because you are what we come for. All of our love and all of our hope is in you. And so when you're up here singing today and dancing and playing instruments, it just brings such a joy to our hearts. So thank you for being here today and contributing. It takes a village to pull off this thing, and there's certainly a lot of people involved, but none of it happens without one person, and that's Chelsea. So it's her heart, her desire, and talents and networking. So let's just give her a hand.
That's it.
Please join us downstairs for our potluck luncheon. Lots of good food, and enjoy the time catching up.
Yes, we have.